Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Retro Repair Roundup, episode number 41 for this wonderful third day of September. It is Labor Day weekend here in the United States, and as evidence here, it is Septandy. So, our guest...
just FYI, it's also Labor Day here in Canada.
Oh, you share that day?
Yeah.
You guys actually like... Work? Oh, wait, that's right. You do. We're the lazy ones. Anyway, So, welcome everybody to Retro Repair Roundup. Our guest tonight is Dan, the Canadian computer collector.
Hello, hello.
Before we get started, of course, thank you everybody for stopping by and watching our silly little stream tonight. We got Frank S, CDI, Thomas Armstrong, One Bit Fever Dreams, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Apple's Anonymous, Thomas Armstrong, if I didn't already say your name, Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, DJ Craze, Scrollin', and other people who I'm sure Apple's Anonymous is here as well. So thank you all for stopping by.
And Kate's here. You didn't mention Kate.
Kate's here. Oh, yeah. Hi, Kate. I'm not going to press the button, though.
Which Kate?
The Macintosh.
Oh, the librarian.
Yeah, the word I can't say. So, yeah. Just to recap from last episode, Jeremy, list.
Jeremy, get her the list. And before we get fully into it, remember, guys, hit the like button. The like button helps do the internet algorithmic stuff. And subscribe if you're not subscribed, so you can actually chat in the chat window and all of that stuff. So, all that said, our guest again is Dan, the Canadian computer collector. How you doing, Dan?
Not too bad. You know, I kind of wish I had brought a cowboy hat. It's kind of like we got the retro rodeo roundup going on right now.
It is. That's why it's Roundup. Hey!
Oh, look what we have here.
What's going on, everybody?
And an unusual spot to stream from?
Yeah, I'm traveling today, so this is kind of I'm business centering right now.
Oh, that's exciting.
Ooh.
I forgot. Yeah, I remember you said that earlier, so I apologize for.
No, it's okay.
I sent him a rude link in the internet, and I'm like, "Where are you?"
We were all he did was he said, "Hey, if you're still awake, swing on by," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, it's a long way to Ohio, but I'll see what I can work out.
Anyway.
So, what's everybody up to? We've got lots of stuff to talk about. We like to start with our guest spotlight. Dan, tell everybody about you and your channel and what you do. A lot of us probably already know, but there may be somebody watching who don't. So,
yes.
Give us your elevator pitch, but take as long as you want.
Yeah, so on my channel, I show you all the different things you can do with zucchini squash. It's a retro computer collecting channel. Initially, I actually, let me preface with this. I don't profess to be an expert. I love old computers. I've been working with mostly PCs since I was a young lad. And then I got really into the retro Apple stuff because I just thought oh, wow, this is so different from the PCs that I'm used to and seemingly well engineered compared to the PCs that I'm used to. And so I like to do lots of restorations. I do videos about stuff that I've picked up recently. I'm starting to do more custom builds. Like even today I was working on one. And most recently, I just sort of moved out of my place and then set it up as a better workshop space. So now I've actually got a workbench that's not a dining room table, and I've got all my tools set up properly and all. I've got a parts bench, and I've got drawers full of power supplies and drives and fans, and just everything is finally feeling like we've got the right space set up. So today I was doing some surgery on a Windows XP era LAN machine. I'm calling it the computer that I would have built as a teenager if I had the money. So that's what I've been up to recently.
That's cool. And I would like to make sure that I let you know that I personally love your sense of humor and your random burps. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know what? It's the burping thing is I tell you, it's a tough line to walk because we've been looking at data and there's significant drops in viewership every time I burp.
So we work for Rick and Morty.
That's how we weed out the casuals, you know.
Oh, that's great.
When you moved out of your old place, did you stay within the same complex for your new place, like the same building, or are you like in a different building now?
Oh no, we're in a different spot now. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
I wanted to get away from the place I was in because it was going through all these changes, right, with the renovations and the new ownership and the potential for the rent to just skyrocket. So figured we'll
Yeah.
just get out of there and we'll play it cool until the rent does skyrocket. And then my brother and I are jumping ship. And actually, my dad has an antique store in the city. He's been selling antiques for about 45 years, and he just retired. And he owns the property and lives. There's like a home in the back, and then the store up front. So we're going to take up some space at the front there, and that's probably going to be the permanent home for the channel going forward.
Nice.
So in about 6
That's
months.
Nice.
I mean, I love your dad's shop. I went by there about 6 or 8 months ago.
Oh, no
bought
way.
a couple of cursed items, and then there was like an old man and like these two kind of mid-20s, like a guy and a girl. They were going around trying to recollect them all. Anyway, so your involvement with Friday the 13th, the series, has been a real inspiration.
Oh God! You know what?
Produced in Toronto. So
Along similar lines, not quite the same, but a buddy of mine, like from stand-up stuff that I used to do, he had a joke where he like he used to look really rough, and he's like, how's it going, folks? I know what you're thinking. I look like the last guy you'll ever see after buying gas in the forest.
So, what cool projects have you been working on, Dan? You said you were talking about this your XP computer. What else you got going on? What nifty neat thing do you want to tell everybody about tonight?
Oh gosh, well, you know, so there's a few things that I have on the go. I have quite a lot of thoughts. So you know, there's a lot of stuff that I go, oh, this will be awesome. I'm going to start collecting parts for it. This will be awesome. I'm going to start collecting parts for it. And so there's a number of things that I've got on the go. So one of them is I'm building that ultimate XP land machine. That's going in a Chief Tech Dragon case, like one of those big ones.
Yeah, those are cool
on the front. Yeah.
Mhm.
So track one. Actually, I tracked two of them down. I called one of them is called the parts car, and then the other one is the one we're doing. But it's funny because that case actually was reproduced, I think, by 5 or 6 different companies. There's like Chief Tech, Antech, Alienware did one at one point. That's the exact color that I got too. So it's a dark blue.
Yeah.
One of those, and it's funny. One of them, the parts car, as I'm calling it, has a steel chassis and is extremely heavy.
yeah,
And then the other one has an aluminum chassis, and you can pick it up with like 2 fingers. You know?
I had one of those Chief Techs back in the day. I had the Antech version of it, and it was the steel version. I take it to LAN parties, and that's where I got all buff. And
those are like the coolest cases.
Yep,
they're really great. I like all the kind of the modular design with like the rail system and everything.
Yeah, well, at
really
first
good.
that freaked me out because before I had the parts machine, I didn't have any of those little fan holders, and I thought, where are you supposed to put a fan? There's no screw holes in this thing. You know, it's just got rectangles and squares, and apparently, there are these little caddies. So luckily, the other one had some, but. I mean, Ron, you must have been killing it at the LAN party. Like every time I saw one of those at a LAN, I was like, "Oh, that's the coolest guy in the world."
I'm just telling you, like my dual 12 megabyte Voodoo 2 setup. I mean, I'm not saying it opened doors into the world of retro computing, but it was very expensive. I mean, I had the most VGA pass-throughs of anybody else at the LAN party.
People knew who I was. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
The one that I'm putting in there now, I've got a 9800 Pro All-in-Wonder, so you can do some media capture.
Nice.
640 by 480.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. This will be great for cell phones 15 years ago.
Right.
I dare you to use that to do a whole video at 640.
That would be a pretty funny video, especially considering people play things at 4K on their TVs now. It'd just be like abstract art at that point.
I can see the pixels.
Yeah. It's like vibrations visualized. And then, other stuff that we got going on. One of the things I wanted to do is I learned that you can jailbreak an original Xbox using an iPod Classic. So I'm going to do that.
That's weird.
Apparently, you can use the iPod as storage or something like that. So I acquired the exact iPod that I need for it. And that's something I want to do down the road. Oh God, I my earbuds out there. Karate.
Is it for Agent Under Fire, like 007 Agent Under Fire?
Yeah, and I bought Agent Under Fire.
You gotta load the save game. Yeah.
I saw a great video on it, and I was like, actually, that looks like fun. I'm gonna do that, and I would because I want to have an Xbox with old games on it and all that. But some of the other stuff we're doing too is I want to drag that G4 Power Mac back onto the table, the one that I bought locally, where a guy had tried to put a modern PC in it, and bless his heart, had done just a miserable job of cutting the thing. So I went through a couple cutting wheels with my Dremel and really cleaned it up, and I'm calling it I called it the Tron PC at the time, but I think we can go a lot heavier on the Tron feel. So we're gonna, I think, pull it back on the table and try and figure out a way to do like glowing trace lines on the inside of the case walls.
Oh, nice.
Like something like that. Yeah, I think that would be really neat. But really spice it up a bit. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that's a fine lass there.
Yeah, I like the idea because
so cool.
because people for a while started to kind of get excited about doing where it looked like kind of circuit patterns and stuff inside their case with like EL wire and things like that. And then a couple of motherboard manufacturers like A-Open and Acer and those seem crappy enough. They got excited and they actually they integrated EL wire into the motherboard. So it was like over there by the audio circuit, you would have things that would kind of glow when you powered the machine on. Imagine me from the old school. The first time I turned on one of those machines, we got a bunch of them at work, and I was like, "Turn it off!" I was like, it was like these traces are like glowing red. Like I didn't realize, and I was like, well, they're all doing it, and I was like, do not power any of them on until we know what's going on. And it was like it was some weeb kind of nonsense. Like I was like, okay, I guess.
Oh, that's great.
Oh
man.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just waiting for every one of those boards that have EL wire for that EL wire to finally like fade out and die. Because like that stuff wears out so crazy fast. Yeah.
And
That's
imagine putting that on your motherboard and it's inside a case.
Yeah.
And these are super low end consumer boards. So it's not like somebody that would buy this would be like, well, I skimped on a motherboard so I can get a case that's got like a glass panel on the side or something where you can see this. Yeah. It just, I'm like, who's your market on this? Anyway.
RGB everything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. RGB mouse pad, RGB.
Why not?
RGB personal watercraft.
Yeah.
RGB based religion, everything.
Oh God. Yeah.
RGB
But
keyboards.
that
Anyway.
reminds me of the person who brought me, like, they had an old computer and they brought me a new tower to put their stuff in with the glass side on it, and the motherboard took up like yay much room of the whole case. No lights, no RGB, nothing. But we had a glass side so you could see inside it.
Yeah, you can see that
And it just
postage
looked
stamp.
so funny because it was
like,
this little mini, ATX
Can you
motherboard.
put my mini ITX
in this massive
control
case.
board in there? Yeah. What
Sir,
CPU is it
the
running?
first
Has an add-on.
once I get the port cover thing on it, your first 16x PCI Express slot doesn't even reach down there.
No,
I'm
it
sorry.
didn't. It didn't even
Yeah.
read. It was funny. It was
Well, that's why you got to make sure you have the right case size for the right motherboard size.
Exactly. And the right GPU, because I went through, ask people, I did like 6 streams of building a computer because the first case was rusty and absolute gobbledygook.
Oh,
We get
that
another
was that
case-
series.
That was
Oh.
that series.
I-
Yeah. Then we get another case in, but because the guy was just ordering them on Amazon. Well, the first one he had around. But anyway, because it was the same idea with the CPU coolers. They all had the plastic things for them. But the problem is they break over time. Like the plastic is dried out and it breaks. So then I started breaking them. So then I'm like, this case is absolute garbage. Throw the thing out. It was rusted anyway on the bottom. So I'm like, whatever. So then we get another case in that he ordered off Amazon, but it's not big enough to put the video card in
Yeah.
because of the
Hmm.
hard
I
drive
remember
thing.
this, and this was like the thing where I was like, I talked to my pastor, and I was like, we really got to start just praying for Trina, like on a more regular basis. Just put her on everybody's prayer list because.
But then I
this
went
is-
to a computer shop and I'm like, here's the motherboard, here's the video card, sell me a case that this will work in. Because I'm like, we're gonna stop ordering online.
No, it's a good plan.
But it was a 6-part series of getting the thing running.
It's always fun
Hey,
explaining to
Canadians,
people.
does Canada have a micro center, and how many days does it take to drive there?
We have Memory Express, which is
I keep
We-
forgetting about that place.
this is
We
our
have-
parts
we-
depot.
And we have Canada computers here in Ontario and Montreal.
Mhm.
I guess Canada doesn't have Canada computers though. Just Montreal and
that's-
Toronto.
Yeah.
It's a regional thing.
Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
Well,
It's federal
Canadian
USA
computers
Tire
Computers
stores.
codes.
is only in Detroit.
The
Sorry.
federal store is regionally located.
But yeah, we have Canada computers here that I normally shop at because they're local and they're Canadian, so try to
Mhm.
support them.
Sure. Is it like going to packaged liquor where you just kind of go in there and it's just a guy at a counter and you just tell him what you want and it comes out on a conveyor?
I wish that would be consumers distributing. If Dan remembers that story.
You know what? I do actually.
Service
Catalog.
merchandise
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
US. We had something similar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you go in, you go to your catalog, you write down your catalog,
That's
like the
right.
items out of the catalog, you give it to somebody,
Go
and
to
then
the
you just
store.
wait.
Go to the
And-
store front, and then
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
And then you
They
wait for
present you
4
with goods.
hours for it to show up. Mhm.
You go in there and you're like, my brother bought this power supply and there was a mouse inside. So that means you need to give us free power supply. No, you got to go to the manufacturer. You got to go to the manufacturer.
So this is a new rule. All our guests need to be Canadian, so I can at least talk to somebody about Canadian things.
You can talk to. Listen, I keep trying to tell you, if you have questions about Ed the Sock, I'm here to listen.
Oh,
I
and by the
just-
way, I want to thank a huge shout out goes out to Ryan of Everything Is Broken Garage, because he's the one who suggested, why don't you have Dan on as a guest?
I
And
know.
it was him that got us connected. So thank you to
yeah,
Ryan
we can
for
discuss
doing
things like bagged milk and social forgiveness. You know,
that, right? And what healthcare for free is like.
That's right.
What
You know,
what
you're going
narcotics?
you're going with a broken foot, you come out with a cast, and you still have the $3,000 in your back pocket. Just saying.
You know, you go to a
How did I
farmer's
get this
market.
disease? What are my options?
You open your sentence with the word "sorry," you might get $5 off. You know,
Right? About that,
sorry, are these yours? It is.
But I will say, I couldn't imagine having more polite neighbors. It's
Well, yeah.
you guys are in bed by 9:30. There's never any trash out on the lawn. It's great.
Well, you know, my brother said he goes to the bathroom in his backyard sometimes. So
and I was gonna say,
Who's
have you
that?
seen
It's cheaper than indoor plumbing, I guess.
have you seen our premiere of Ontario? Not all our leaders. That's what we're saying on that.
oh man, you know what? The brother of your current leader, it was a legend.
Oh, he really
yeah.
was. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a video of him. I think it was at like 3 a.m. having, and I'm not exaggerating, just smoked crack inside of a restaurant, speaking to guys in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
The premier of the province
Of the
of
province.
Ontario.
Well, to be fair, it's like 30 people.
Oh, God.
I mean, you could just go around and just make apologies in person.
I think there's 30 people in my apartment building, just alone. So,
Well,
a
it's
few more
good.
than
It's
30.
good.
So then there's at
we know
least
where they're
40.
at least 40.
Oh gosh.
That's funny.
So let's roll on. Let's move on a little bit.
Hey, you guys, you've tuned into the Doug Ford podcast. I'm here with.
What you working on, Ron? What's going on in Ron's world?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I only got the one monitor here, so it's going to be kind of tough. But anyway, what I wanted to make sure to definitely say is do not forget that this this coming Saturday, 1 week from yesterday, VCF Midwest. You can find out more information about the event at VCF Midwest or VCFMW.org. Is it .org or .com?
I'm going to find
It's
out.
.com.
Do a search.
.edu. But anyway, you can go out there and get more information. They've got table lists out there. They got vendor lists. You can see everything that's kind of going on to get a bead on the .org. Thank you, Rudy. Sorry. Thank you, whoever posted it in our team of people that post things.
Both Joe and I did. So.
Well, that's great.
I
you,
win.
everyone.
I got it there first.
Yeah. But make sure you can go out and check that stuff out. I will be at VCF Midwest. My table is B2. So swing on by and say hello. I'll have things for sale, I suppose. I'll also have headshots. I'll have some DVDs and Blu-rays for films that I've been in and stuff that'll be available for purchase.
So if you're looking for a coaster, purchase a DVD.
Yeah, I mean, you can watch it. Yeah, you can watch it and then like put a frosty drink on it. Whatever.
Right.
I'm not your dad. You do whatever you want to do.
According to Geek with Social Skills, you've been learning about Hungarian cabinet making. Are you going to have any cabinetry at the booth?
Anything that I can get the Uber driver to help me load before getting over there, yes,
reasonable.
But if they won't do it, it's.
What about the line for your autograph?
It should be short.
Okay.
So, but in any case, I'll have a bunch of stuff there. And in other news, if you're not going to be at VCF Midwest, a lot of the stuff that I'll have on sale is actually in Joe's shop right now, jcm-1.com. You can go to the other little area and you can go to my area and it'll have everything listed out there. So my plan is after VCF Midwest to have some videos out there on my YouTube page that'll show or maybe better explain what some of the best use purposes are for those things. And hopefully people will get interested in adding some video output to your old classic Macs.
Nice.
What is this? What is this? No.
Joe does sell signed headshots.
$1 million each. Anyway.
You can also find Joe's headshot at any of the local post offices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joe's money.
But no, all the headshots. I'll sign headshots. I got headshots, and I'll sign them for free. But I do. The DVDs are not mine. They actually belong to the distributor, so I have to sell them. And there's some Blu-rays too. But
or you can just go on, the Pirate Bay's torrent site.
Yeah.
You can actually, and you don't even have to really do that because it's streaming on like a number of like those ad-supported services, and then I think it's if you subscribe to like Amazon Prime and things like that, I think it's on there. It might even be available ad-supported on YouTube and a couple of other things. So, but it's out there. It's easy. You don't have to break any rules or break any laws to actually watch it. But yeah, but no, the Blu-rays and stuff don't belong to me. They belong to the distributor.
So criminals, hands off.
Oh man, no fun.
I'm just gonna be there.
Only
with
people
the car.
who buy.
I'm just gonna be there with the car with the hood up or with the trunk up, going. Do you want one of Ron's videos for free? Here you go.
Bootleg.
Yeah, she's just back there burning copies of it.
Right.
SD card with his movies.
There's my signature. Stop asking.
All right. Sign some checks, everybody.
Yeah, let's
There
get
you
to
go.
it. The bank could be like, boy, that's a very
$1 million.
blocky looking signature.
Cool. Trina, what's going on in your world, my friend?
Not really a great deal. I am going, speaking of conventions, I'm going to share a link. I'm going
Tina,
to,
tell us about conventions, please.
yeah, I'm going to, in Kitchener, Ontario, the weekend following VCF Midwest, so the 16th and the 17th. I just put a link in the chat for it. I am going to be going to World of Retro Computing, or WORK 2023. It's a free event. It takes place on the 16th and 17th of the month. They keep adding things to it, so I keep checking the website every few days. So it sounds exciting. It's going to be interesting. I hope it's free. So yay! Yeah. I just have to pay for the hotel room.
Yeah. Trina, my understanding is it's taking place in a former like supermarket, like a super center kind of.
It's taking place in hold on here. Go back to the tab.
It's going to be a Canadian chain that
Goodies department store.
Yeah, two people know. In any
You know what?
case,
We
when you
Googled the
stop by,
building.
pick up eggs.
I think
Pick up
it's,
eggs, would you?
Dan Googled the building, actually.
it looks like
yeah.
one of those sort of old brick 2-floor banks. So I think Goodies was an old department store that perhaps the Waltons ate for breakfast one day. You know,
Maybe.
Most likely.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully some people can make it there that I might be able to say hi to. So hint, Joe, Javier, Ron, Dan, just throwing names out there randomly.
Hold on. Let me go
Especially
back in
Dan.
time and apply for my passport.
No, you know
Okay.
what? I genuinely would love to go. It's one of those things I didn't find out about till I think last week or something.
Yeah.
So,
When you were doing Steve's stream, I kept
Yeah.
going, Dan, go to this. Dan, go to.
Yeah.
I kept blasting like
Dan, go to work. Go to work, Dan.
it looks like an awesome event. To be fair, the gallery on their website, I mean, I don't know if it was last year or the year before when they had it in that barn place. Looks like they knew what they were doing, setting up inside a used kind of space. So like I'm thinking that with this Goodies department store kind of being like a brick, potentially abandoned building, maybe they're going to do some kind of cool installation, because frankly the barn one, it looked really neat, right? Like it looked like a reclaimed barn, sort of the animals hadn't lived in, but it also didn't look like a stale hotel banquet room. It looked like it was different.
Right.
Hmm.
But I will be doing a live stream from the event, so to kind of show around, probably later Saturday, because it runs noon to 5, so I'll probably be doing like a live stream from there, probably like around 2 or 3 Eastern,
Cool.
so people can see what's going on and missing out on.
We'll be sad.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a good time. I heard that Dan went to like some kind of big Canadian computer show.
I
thing
did, yeah.
recently.
One that garnered a little bit of negative attention afterward. Well, not the event itself, but
Yeah.
I went to LTX, which was the Linus Tech Tips convention in Vancouver. So it was an interesting event, but there are a lot of valid criticisms of it. As a creator, I had a great time. It went well for me. They comped our entrance and land tickets and all that stuff. We weren't a big enough channel to get like hotel and airfare, but they comped our entrance, which was awesome. And they gave us, I say they, my brother and I, we got tickets that got us past the lines, but being from Winnipeg, we just waited in the lines anyway because we didn't know. We were just like, oh, hey, yeah, we're having a great
If there's
time.
anything people from Winnipeg know how to do, it's queue.
It's like,
It's
there's a
a
line.
Canadian. It's honestly a Canadian thing. I would have done the same thing. I would have been standing there going, "Oh, I got to stand in line."
Yeah.
I was like, at no point is it going to strike me that like I have some kind of like pass that gets me past all of this stuff. So we wait until eventually we get to the registration booth, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys can just go in." I'm like, "What?" We just waited for like 45 minutes, but you know, it was beyond that, it was a very good time. The LAN itself was fun because we used to go to LANs back in the day, and it reminded me. I was a very like my first LAN experience was a crazy awesome LAN that was held at the Delta Hotel in our city, and it had like a full huge like giant banquet room full of people playing on desktop computers, and then a second floor balcony that was like an open concept, so you went to the second floor, they had consoles and arcade machines, and you could look down and see all the PC people playing, and they're like broadcasting movies and stuff with a projector on the wall, and I was like, this is crazy awesome. Never again did I see a LAN that good after that. But then we went to this one. I was like, this kind of reminds me of that, you know, like it's a bigger scale. It was at the convention center. They did a good job of doing extra activities on the side. Like I got second place in the office chair shuffleboard contest.
I saw that.
They had a bunch of challenges. They called it Whaleland because they had like 5 or 10 people or something pay $10,000 to go to the LAN. And those people got a custom PC built for them to take home as well. And then like, you know, merch and all this other stuff. So, and food and like everything just covered, right? But that also helped pay for the rest of the LAN. So during the LAN, they had these contests that were the Whales versus Linus Media Group. So they'd have like, they had LMG Family Feud where they circulated a survey throughout the event and had people answer questions, and then the Whales played Family Feud against LMG using the survey data from the convention, and then they had other stuff like playing games and other crap like that, and then at the end of the weekend, whichever group lost got pied in the face, which is another old, you know, LAN tradition, right? So there's like at the very final day, there's all these people. The Whales lost, so there's these people who paid $10,000 to, you know, play in an event for a weekend, getting whacked in the face with a banana cream pie. But it was fun. The events themselves were interesting too, but there was a long lineup for every single one of them. I think the best comment I saw on Reddit was LTX 2023 or Line Simulator 2023. Because everyone was waiting an average of an hour for everything. I mean, it was neat stuff, but I mean, an hour is a long time, right? Like, so like you got stuff like VR RC cars. So they got like a camera on the hood of the car and you wear a full VR hood or setup and then like drive with the steering wheel. They had, you know, racing simulators with like 12 or 15 pods set up next to each other with hydraulic, you know, feedback and all that. And I don't know, there's a lot of neat stuff, but frankly, I think like my brother and I said, like if we were just regular attendees and we weren't trying to make content at the same time, we would have been able to do everything. But you did kind of need 2 days to do everything because there were so many lines. Yeah. But it was a big, cool event. Lots of great sponsors. Like every company, you know, from tech and all that was there. It was really interesting.
Cool.
Real damn shame that they self-destructed the next week, but what are you going to do, right?
God, I know. You know, it's funny. One of my buddies goes, he's like, did you see this? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, did you see the thing about how they gave away that copper block? I'm like, yeah, I got a video of that because I was getting B-roll of everything there, and I'm going by the auction table. I'm like, oh, there's the NerdForge PC, and like right beside it is that cooling block.
Yeah,
like this is stuff of legends now, you know.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they probably needed this though. Like it was sounding like the temperature there was starting to rise, if you know what I mean, like with employees and things like that, like burnout. Every single host that you saw on that video that was like, what's the one thing that you wish you had? And they're like, more time to do stuff.
Yeah,
you know, like it just
that
sounded like
we weren't like recklessly chasing monetization.
yeah.
Listen, before this happened, back when they had their little thing where like their entire YouTube apparatus got just deleted.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, when they were
Yeah,
hacked or
I
whatever.
posted on Twitter and I was kind of like, hey, maybe if there was not this push to recklessly monetize every second of every day for this thing, they slowed production down. You would not believe the people that came out of the woodwork to tell me that I had no idea what I was talking about. And it was like, I was like, well, all you have to do is listen to what the people at the actual that work at the company would tell you, and you know, and then maybe you might change it. No, they're wrong too. Okay, well, what does anyone know?
Yeah. You know, I got the feeling that you know, maybe at the top there was a sense that like, oh, we're earning and burning. This might not happen forever. Let's just like see how much we can get.
You gotta strike while the iron's hot, but at the same time, if you
there's a way to do it properly. There's a way to do it well. You know, like when that clip that famously went around after of Linus saying, you know, I can't apologize for not spending another $100. I'm like, man, you have millions of dollars. Like,
no, sorry, man. They only make $60,000 a year. I mean, they own the company.
Like, he seems like a nice guy, but I'm
they
like,
get a check for.
You know,
I'm not even sure that they're nice guys. They're guys, and I think that they get, like many people, get a lot of undue credit for things that people underneath them kind of take and do.
Oh yeah.
If you've ever watched any of the videos where somebody from the team has to sit there with him and like walk him through something, I understand there's a certain amount of shtick to that, but those people want to effing murder him. They have murder eyes the whole time. That does not stop when the camera turns off. I guarantee. Man. Like, it is just like, you know what? It's, you know, here, let me fluff your pillow up for you.
Yeah, like I wonder, like, so this is an interesting thing. So like, Ron, you might kind of know what I'm getting at here because you do like comedy and acting stuff. Like, there's a certain level of like people who don't have a ton of exposure to that, who get thrust into it. There are certain mannerisms that they tend to have, you know, things like getting upset about little hiccups and you know, being uncomfortably upset about that sort of thing. And I feel like until you've been through like the grindstone of like being told you're terrible, like, you know, doing stand-up or you know, like being an extra or whatever it is, you know, like until you've had that like humility, you don't know necessarily how to go into those situations all the time. And you see this all the time with reality TV. This is why I hate reality TV. I'm so mad at you. It's like, you're literally just like, you may as well be my neighbor. And someone's like, please say this. Like, you're not acting. You have no idea. Right. Like, so sometimes you see these guys and they're getting mad and you're like, oh, you know, I don't think he knows how to cover that up well, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think he's like legit upset right now, you know? Like,
they really look, I mean, they're either really, really good or really, really bad. And it's sometimes it's tough to tell. But I've been berated by enough acting coaches and improv instructors and just people in my life to know it's like, you know what, do not give up your dream. I mean, you're terrible, but don't give up your dream. I mean, what you're doing is bad, and it's bad for everyone, but just keep at it. You're gonna get it.
Oh man,
I mean, you're gonna get it. You just don't. Right.
So Javier, what have you been working on?
Thank you, Trina.
Definitely not an LTT.
Right?
I've been in talks with Linus.
Oh, nice.
Linus?
Or Linus or whatever his name is.
Well, I mean, is this a Linux thing now all of a sudden?
I'm telling you.
Sorry, it's Linux. Anybody, send all your complaints to Joe.
That's right. Joe is the one to go for that. So, my life hasn't been that fun. And
the man died this week, Joe. Calm it.
It's in honor of him, man. He was the best. Anyway, go ahead. Javier. Keep
minus
coming up.
minus the lawsuits, but we won't get into that whole debacle.
He was the best at being a misogynistic ass. Anyway, Javier,
Phil, he knew
Javier,
exactly how much that
tell
box
us-
of macaroni
save
and
us!
cheese cost.
Save us!
Javier, just start yelling what you've been working at.
Yeah,
Shut
should have
up!
the
Let
pot.
me talk. No, I don't want to talk.
Joe,
No,
what have
nothing,
you been
I'm
working
just-
on?
I've been just working myself with beautiful 3D printer that I got. So I said
this
it like
isn't that kind of
20,000
stream,
times
Javier.
already.
We don't want to see you working yourself. Thanks.
Okay. No, actually, look, I've been doing cool stuff.
Dude, we need to
Yeah.
make you big for this one because this
Yeah,
is
the bamboo.
I saw this before and it's good. It's the best. Look at
Yeah.
that, guys.
That's
Okay.
what
Oh, nice.
Okay.
bamboo can make.
He
I
printed
didn't
that
do it here, but
all at
yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Yep, with a single printer.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
printer is amazing. So I'm letting go of my creativity. That's what I'm doing. I'm
That's
doing,
awesome.
small things also.
Mhm.
You know, for Kate, not that one, but Kat.
Kate's got Nikki.
Yeah, but Nikki. So
Gesundheit.
yep, exactly. So yeah, now I can do my work without bothering.
You
worrying
need to
about-
explain what those were, Javier.
Oh, these are well, this is a weird thing. It's the little, how do you call them, Joe?
Pens.
Plotter
No.
pens. Yep.
Oh yeah? Okay. Well, the things to that write in the plotter.
Mhm.
Yes.
Plotter
pens.
pens.
Oh,
Like
pen.
I just
Yeah.
said.
Sorry, I heard pins.
Cartridges?
Well, pen. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, well, you're you don't know how to talk, Ron, so shut up.
Oh, it's true. It's true. I'm into brevity. Sorry.
So anyway, yeah, so it's a complicated thing, but it's actually pretty cool, and we need to recreate it because of course there's no way to get them get more of this.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I've been trying to work on. It's honestly kind of difficult, but yeah, I'm working on it. So
Cool.
Cool.
yeah, it's gonna be good, and just playing around, doing a lot of things, and again preparing for VCF Midwest too,
I know.
and
And then you should prepare for work. Just come across the border.
That's right. But I learned I know how to cross borders, so don't worry about that.
Can I see your Greek? No, I'm not.
No.
You can swim across plenty of lakes. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Sweet.
Joe, tell us
What?
you've been
Yeah.
doing.
What you been
Oh
doing?
my gosh, just the same old crap. Nothing new, really. Mostly I've been cleaning my shop. Look, you can see floor down here now.
That's amazing.
We had a recycling. We do the electronics recycling here in the county first Saturday of every month, and that was yesterday. So I had a whole bunch of old televisions, just TVs that I was using as monitors for the old computers. But like, I don't need 10 of them, and there was no way like I was going to get anybody to take these old TVs. So I recycled the old TVs, and they're nothing special. They're literally off the shelf Walmart specials from the early 2000s. They're nothing
Like
it's
13-inch
EVMs. I just took them over there and I said, just throw them away. Smash
We
it.
talking
Smash
like
it.
the heist material from the first Fast and the Furious movie? Just a truck full of VCRs
Sure.
and 13-inch.
I have
TVs.
never seen that movie, so I will just
Oh,
shake my head. I'll
They're
just nod.
horrible
Sure.
movies. They are horrible movies.
And then so that means I had shelf space. So then I rearranged a whole bunch of stuff. So now you can walk across the shop and not face plant if you're not paying attention. So that's basically really all I've been doing this past week.
You
just
did
cleaning up
say
and
some
stuff.
TVs, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what's going to happen now? All those that you save will be dying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
ones
yeah.
I saved all have little labels on them from 6 years ago that says needs to be recapped. They're up there. So, but the main reason that precipitated all is I got this guy a while back. It's a Trinitron based little tiny 9-inch kitchen TV that was
Right.
used as someone's security monitor for like 20 years. But it takes an insanely easy RGB mod. Like it's 4 wires and a couple of jacks and it's done. So I RGB modded that. So now I've got this thing that can basically take any 15 kilohertz video I want to throw at it. So I was able to I have all those other TVs. I just don't need them. They went away. So it helped make all that happen.
Goody.
Other than that, what do I do every week? Every single week, all the time.
Try to take over the world.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
pretty
no,
much.
this is the wrong show.
And just people go to this website and they buy things. And we launched, as Ron said earlier, I do want to note that I say Ron did all the work and I clicked some buttons on my website. But Ron launched all these awesome new updated products for a slightly updated version of the remote battery, all those TTL interface adapters for the Mac, for the compact Mac or the SE and stuff like that. And then the really cool power video breakout boards for the SE, and then the ATX breakout. So if you want to power those machines from an external power supply and do like a bench setup and stuff, all those cool stuff that all launched. And like 24 hours later, a lot of them are gone now. They're just gone. They're sold. They're just gone.
And speaking of Ron, he and Gutbomb have been working on a board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not so much a board as it's a 3D printed model that complements all the stuff that I just created that's out there on JCM-1.com.
Yeah, that's right.
Basically replaces. I mean, we live in a world. I know that a lot of people, it's like on their machines, like the thing at a minimum that they want to have is like some kind of networking on those machines. Well, the new version of BlueScuzzy has. I mean, if you have the Pico W on your board already, like you got to build a home kit and you have the foresight to install one of those. There's a new firmware that it just integrates the networking into your BlueScuzzy. Or if you buy the new ones off of JCM-1.com or a vendor that's localized to you, which you can see at BlueScuzzy.com, you can basically enable networking and stuff on those devices now. So the need to have a network card in there is lessened compared to what it used to be 3 months ago. So this adapter doodle, as my friend Joe would say, actually fits in the expansion bay of like an SE or an SE30, and it gives you a 9-pin, it gives you a DE9 or DB9, whichever you want to call it. So it gives you that connection back there, so you can get your output to either a real TTL monitor or to something like the RGB to HDMI or other video scaler that's compatible with the refresh rate of your old Mac. And then it also has a micro SD slot there too for your, assuming that you are using this with some sort of modern SCSI replacement like BlueScuzzy, for example. So, but yeah, it's really cool. And you can actually, I updated the video and it's on Twitter. I posted some links there. You can go out to Gutbomb's page. I think it's printables.com, I think is where his, give me 1 second. I can actually tell you. Yeah, printables.com. If you search for Gutbomb out there, there's actually, I guess I could paste a link. That just seems like the neighborly thing to do.
All right.
Yeah, there you go, y'all. But anyway, you can go check it out. And actually, we went back and forth a couple of times just with some kind of tweaks and things like that, because the initial design that Gutbomb made was really, really good, but the tolerances were very tight. And so I was like, well, it's, people's printers and stuff. And he was like, yeah, okay, let's tweak some things. So we kind of put some easements and stuff in there. And the new one, Trey, is nice. So.
Why is
it looked really good. I saw it on Blue Sky today.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What, Joe?
Oh no, I searched for Gutbomb's printables page and just grabbed the first link, but the first link was like in Czech because it's Prussia or Hungarian or whatever.
Right.
And so I'm looking at all the text and I'm like, I don't understand any of these words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it very much mirrors kind of the design of like what Radius and folks used to do back in the day. But unlike those, it actually kind of just fits the little drive bay thing. So it's not like it's a sticker, because it's the old ones was just kind of a skeletal little frame, and then there was like a sticker that would go in front of that. But this is just like it's a solid thing, so that way that people can anchor stuff to it and all that. So, but it seems to work pretty good. I printed a couple of them and installed one, and it just went right in. It was great.
Beautiful.
Cool. Awesome.
And it's even printed. It's the exact color of a Macintosh. You could tell. You could tell by the picture. It exactly matched. Like there's no question
Couldn't
about
tell
it.
the difference.
I mean, it could have just been the filament that was in the printer at the time when this needed to be printed, but that doesn't ring true for me. I don't think so.
Absolutely. So, we're now to that point of our show where we ask each person what's the cool new thing that they got recently, and we start with our guest. Dan, what's the cool new thing that you got recently?
Is it shingles? Shingles?
Yeah, we're on this kick lately about like everybody getting their shingles vaccination.
Yeah,
I don't have shingles, but I got this wicked rash from shaving this morning. You know, it's too hot to shave and then wipe your face with a towel all the time.
I'm glad you said face, because I'm like, where are we shaving?
Yeah,
It could be uncomfortable.
I shaved my nipple hair. No, it's you don't want to chafe there either. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Vaseline. That's what the bikers use
for the nipples.
Oh, good goodness gracious! Great.
We're talking bicycles or like
bicycles,
organized crime.
Cyclists,
bikers. That's a whole different subsection of bikers.
Street gang.
Moving on. So
Moving
what did you get?
You know what? It's a tough one for me because I haven't been buying at the same rate that I normally do because I've got this second apartment to pay for now, which is my studio space. But there were a couple cool things that came my way recently. So both of them from viewers, and one of them was from someone named Jackie, which was awesome. Jackie sent me a G4 iBook, which was really cool, a little like 12-inch G4 iBook, which is great because I took apart a G4 iBook at one point in time, like a year ago. And then as I was doing it, I was like being extra careful with everything. And I don't know how it happened, but I like bumped my arm and I just my screwdriver just like pushed the network adapter or like the airport card adapter, whatever, and like ripped it clean off the board. And I was like, ah! And I got so like ticked off that I was like, I'm putting this on the shelf for a while. So like I ordered a new piece to solder back onto the board, but then I just put everything in this pile. And then as I was moving stuff, I whacked it with my arm by accident, and all the screws flew out of the ice cube tray that I had. And I was like, woo! Like it was just this like horrible moment. So now I have the exact model G4 iBook where I can be like, all right, I'm going to film just me taking the screws out.
Yeah.
So I know where everything goes.
I was going to say, Dan, after all that, maybe it's a hint. Don't touch them anymore. Just
exactly.
Give
Don't
up.
touch it.
Let it go. Let it go.
That's awesome.
There's
And
also
I've been there for it. Yeah, I've launched trays of stuff across the room before. It's like
yeah, it's one of those moments where like you instantly realize how terrible that is. Like we're talking screws that are millimeters in difference in height, and to the naked eye, you're just like, these look the same, right?
Yeah,
but we'll figure that out.
Oh wait, it penetrated the backside of the thing. Oh no.
No, it won't turn on.
It penetrates the backside without warning.
Well, so the other thing I was going to mention too is I had another one come in from a fellow named Jim, which is really nice, and it is a DataView Spark, which is according to sources I found online, a competitor to the T1000, like the Toshiba laptop, and I have a T1000, which I love because of its Terminator connotations, but It's just a funky little portable machine. Yeah, like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that one. I left it in the package. I'm gonna do a live kind of like, pull it out of the box and try it out and
Nice.
see how it goes.
Cool. I like it. Sounds like fun.
Oh, thank you.
I look forward to that. Trina Toys.
What did I? Oh, so I got a new toy.
Can you
Space.
show it on stream?
Jeez.
This one I can.
Okay.
Okay. Space, the final frontier. Do do do.
Oh, Star Trek
It's Star
25th
Trek,
anniversary.
25th
Oh,
anniversary
nice.
from
From
the back.
LA.
Nice.
We'll try to do the whole spaceship.
There you go.
Yeah, nice.
Oh wow. Okay, now
Now
Is
you got to
it-
do
is
it
it-
again. Now that
Hi. So yeah, this was a donation from Gutbum. So a huge thank you to Gutbum for this. And I just realized after I got it, my Quadra 650 only has floppy disk, and this is CD-ROM.
Well, that's good though because it's the talkie version.
Yeah. So I'll have to see if I can find a downloadable version for it.
I mean, it's that was
rip
kind
it
of
to
a big
ISO, put it on the
undertaking.
BlueScuzzy.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
BlueScuzzy.
pretty great.
So, yeah, that's my recent toy that I got that I can show off on the stream. The other one's in the bedroom. But that's for the OnlyFans stream. So check that out.
Subscribe today.
Yeah, right.
Javier.
None.
Oh, come on now.
Well,
you got something really, 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 really cool.
Well, other than I've been saying like for a week now that I got my cool. Now I am like Kate, my hero. So I have a cool, awesome, amazing printer that it just prints.
Yes.
So that's the coolest thing. You know, I've been playing with it for all week, and I'm gonna be playing with it for a long time with that. So I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that's it. Ron.
Oh, hi. It's Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. I was going to say that the neat thing that I got recently was all of my stuff from China came in. So I was kind of freaking out that that it was not going to get here in time, but everything got here in time, and I was able to get some things to Joe, and I've got some stuff on hand for a couple of projects and stuff I'm working on. But big thanks to Geek and Spiel, because I actually bought a Pentium motherboard from our good friend of the show, Justin D. Morgan, and he it has integrated audio. This Pentium board, I was just like, this is the craziest thing ever. I have to try to make this work, but I didn't have the breakout adapter because it's an AT style board, so everything is on a header. And so Geek and Spiel actually had one, so he sent it to me. And it's kind of a weird part. Searched all over the internet. I found them, but when you talk to people, they'd be like, "Oh no, we haven't had that in stock in years." So that was really cool. And then many thanks to everybody's favorite Toshiba guy, Chris from Retrotech. Chris.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
He actually his son and his wife were coming cross country because he's going to college, and they stopped and they met me in St. Louis, and I was able to pick up some really cool Macintosh things, including a couple of things that I've been trying to pick up forever and either keep getting burned on the transactions, or it's just stuff that people don't want to ship. Like I've wanted an original image writer, don't tell Steve, forever. And I have an image writer 2, but I really want an image writer 1 because if you're putting together like a 512 or something, hey, it looks perfect. Like that's the printer you want. Mm-hmm. And so I was able to get one of those and a bunch of other things. And I know he's slowly working to distribute stuff to other people. So I need to do a video about it. My plan to kind of tip my hat is I'm going to go through and I'm going to film all of those things. And then I'm going to find a quiet place with Chris to sit down and just kind of watch the video together and film ourselves going through the things, since it's not really all that feasible for us to be in the same location, to do that. So at VCF. Otherwise, it'd be like, hey, all those like 10 boxes you brought? they're in the car. Let's go. It's but that's really it.
Cool.
And then I'm forgetting other things. Like I know that oh gosh. I'm forgetting other things, and I apologize to the people that have showered kindness on me.
We know you're old, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you for all of your wonderful donations and cool things that have come in the mail. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Bye.
Joe.
Bye.
What?
What?
Oh, it's my turn. Hey everybody, it's Joe from Joe's Computer Museum. No. I always like to steal Ron's intro because it's great.
That's okay.
I really haven't gotten anything interesting lately. I've been kind of in a catch up on old projects for other people mode. So it's just been a lot of that. I've got just little stuff like cables for that monitor. Like, who cares? It's nothing super, no real new old computers or anything like that. Not since Kansas Fest, or parts or accessories for any of that stuff. I mean, the most fancy thing I got, was the Tech Select RGB to HDMI thing, but I got that like
super cool.
Super cool. Awesome. Which of course you can use with Ron stuff that you can get on jcm-1.com. Yeah, it's been clean up the shop and get to things so that I can get stuff done. I have 3 boards I have to get done and back to Sean Fahey. I've got a stack of boards I have to work on and keep working on for JVHS. I've got 2 boards I got to fix for Frodo Jedi. I've got 2 boards I got to fix for John Leak of the Retro Mac Cast. And that's just the and then this I've got 2 boards over here. I've got to get working cologne for somebody and just stuff. I've got so many things because you know me, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Oh wait, look at the pile. But
speaking of cloning, you might want to think of cloning yourself.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying that for years, but everybody at the J job says we can't stand one of you, Joe. You're not allowed to have a second. So yeah, there's just too many people in my life that would no.
They got a point.
Be like no. One Joe's enough, right? But no, seriously. So that's really because I've been just trying to clean up and reorganize and get things more streamlined so I can actually have time to do things. A lot of that too has been streamlining the build process for BlueScuzzies and things because I've said it before, I'll say it a million times. I love selling BlueScuzzies. I love making these boards for people. But oh my God, like a Titan board set is a 2.5 to 3 hour process. And like, I gotta streamline to get things done. So I've been just focusing on that. No big gets.
That's where robots come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those robots at JLC PCB.
That's where Joe T1000 would come in handy.
Yeah.
So it's interesting you mentioned that because I am in between. I take like a break off working for other people's stuff, and I'll do things like redesigning the it's back here. Redesigning the soft card 3 so that it can be completely robot manufactured. So I don't have to make it
all
just
surface mount.
It just
all
shows up
mount. Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like the things Ron sends me, they just show up assembled and they go right back out the door. I like those. So yeah, that's Joe's world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we're actually running a little bit short tonight. Who wants to talk? Pick a topic and talk. We're way ahead of schedule.
I got things to say, updates. I've been working on a lot of these keyboards. So people that want keyboards, I've done 2 boxes of 16 keyboards already.
Oh, wow.
So they've been fixed. So actually, this is good. This is a therapy for me. I sit down and begin to fix things.
Oh, and you need therapy, buddy.
And I need a lot of therapy. So you know what? My wife was very happy about it.
By the way, if one of the boxes with that very specific keyboard on the front of the box magically falls out of the bigger box at VCF Midwest and into the pile that's coming through the Underground Railroad to me in Canada. Just saying. And see, do you notice how I'm being very specific at this point?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I don't want an empty box. I don't want some broken PC keyboard
Oh.
stuck in the box. Like,
Mhm.
I am looking for that.
Specifics.
I want that keyboard that's
So,
on the cover.
Javier, just make sure you take an old non-Alps hairpin keyboard out and put it in that box so she won't know until she plugs it in.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put
So
it
why
on.
does my Apple II type worse? Ha ha!
Well, I didn't even have an Apple II to put it in, so. Well,
What do you want it then?
because then it would give me a reason to get the Apple II.
Oh,
See,
Yeah, I guess.
You already have an Apple II.
no, I have an Apple IIe, but don't.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't-
fine. It's fine. Just be happy with what you got.
Exactly. Be
Love the
thankful.
one you're with. Yeah.
And the
Oh,
other
I love
update
Trust me,
is-
there's a lot of love with the one I'm with.
is this. This is in production right now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So hopefully soon I'm gonna get a few samples that I will be okaying, and then they will do the rest of them. So
nice.
I'm
For those who
hoping-
don't know what that is, why don't you explain it to them? What
yeah,
it is?
this is the front cover for the Apple II disk drive, the original Apple
Oh
II disk
yeah.
drive. And this
Disc
is
two,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
clear version, so it can be used with the clear case from Mac Effects. So you can have a
That's
clear
so cool.
Apple II floppy that goes with a
100%.
clear Apple II. that
Now
you
all we need is somebody to make a clear PCB substrate that we can replace the analog board in that with a clear analog board. Oh, that would be awesome.
RGB.
Yeah,
made. Yeah, RGB.
Why
in a
it's
sailboat.
like they just want to make everything look like Krypton. It'll just be
Stuck
like
it underneath.
clear. You got the clear crystal and it goes down. That's like your storage, and you got the clear keyboard. It's like, how do you even know what you're typing? It's like there's nothing written on these keys. You just, I mean, you really didn't think this all the way through. I mean, you could
That's
see
just
all
the
the way
future,
through, but you
man.
didn't think it all the way through.
Mhm.
The future will tell us what to type.
That's
That's what I look
Acrylic
forward
PCB.
to.
Yeah,
My
apparently you
son,
can
I
get
sent him all the
glass
way to
PCBs. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get clear PCBs. I don't know how expensive they are.
They're really expensive,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So
you just need to make a
Let's see.
flex. Just make a flex motherboard, and just it'll be fine.
yep. hmm
That's
Speaking of
another
that,
thing I've been doing.
oh yeah. I want to
mhm.
show this off too.
Yeah, this is the TPU. It's called.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
the
3D
rubber
printed.
filament. Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
That is crazy that you can print that and it's that flexible.
Exactly, and now it's an Apple on one side and an SD card on the other one. So this is for the floppy emulator, the
Okay.
That's
connector.
wicked.
So
That's way cool, Javier.
That's
So,
printed.
exactly. So I'm trying to do, and it you know, this printer is, again, I'm never gonna be tired of saying that this printer is amazing. You know,
Wow.
you cannot, honestly, if I didn't tell you it's 3D printed, you would think it's just rubber. It's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I
It looks like
when
an
I
injection
saw how
mold thing.
flexible it was, I was like,
Exactly.
that's incredible to do that on the printer.
yeah, it's crazy.
I wonder what other long flexible rubber things you could print on that.
I don't want to know.
I wasn't
Ron,
gonna say
Ron,
it.
I can do small
Nope.
ones too. Big and small.
Maybe something to deal with that nipple hair, you know.
God.
Like a rubber thing that
No.
just drags
Oh.
past it.
There we go. We can print the boot. We can print those boots for Chris that we were talking about last stream.
That's amazing that it's that strong.
Yep.
Yeah,
right?
it's strong and flexible.
Huh.
Mhm. Cool stuff.
So
That's what I look for when I'm buying. Or
that's it.
sorry, that was too much information. Sorry.
Yeah, the bamboo puts every 3D printer to shame. So yeah, don't feel bad.
Yeah,
Pretty amazing.
it's cool stuff.
That's really
Um,
neat, yeah.
While we're here too, since it is September and it's Septandy, let's talk about Septandy a little bit. This is completely serendipitous. This is the shirt I picked out the top of the pile when I put it on this morning, and somebody said, "Hey, good shirt for Septandy." I'm like, Okay.
I actually was wearing the same shirt, Joe, but I left mine in the ultrasonic cleaner too long.
Absolutely.
It's a golden.
And yeah, so of course, it being Septandy, it's where you get out your Tandy computers or your Radio Shack computers and play with them this month and share with everybody what's going on with that. So I look forward to all of our friends out there in the community, especially the few that do a lot of that Tandy stuff, like Geek with Social Skills is huge known for that. To get out there, their Cocos and their TRS 80s and stuff and make some cool stuff. I hope to have some time to maybe do a Septandy live stream myself of some description. I don't know. I've got a Coco 3 up here that I have some parts and stuff to install and that I've had, waiting to have those parts installed for a year.
No,
so yeah, we'll see what happens there.
It seems like a good time to do it then.
Yeah. So maybe Monday I'll do that, or maybe because it's the holiday, because then I'll just have time to sit around and do nothing all day. But yeah, we'll see. And then Joe, you need an uwu. No, I told you a million times I'm not making an uwu button. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
No, I'm not that weird that you know of. Anyway.
So far.
Yeah.
Oh, we know you're pretty good though.
My come hither look.
Is that what that is? Jesus. I thought you were just having a seizure.
Oh no, it's an old I Love Lucy reference. Hi Brankus, hi Bruce. So yeah, Septandy's going to be cool. There's going to be a lot of people. Thank you AEIBG for pointing out my shirt. So it's going to be lots of cool content. So look forward to that. Anybody here in our wonderful panel? Any of you have any plans for Septandy this year?
I'm going to make some videos this week at VCF Midwest, since there will be a lot of Tandy stuff going on there.
Right.
So
yes,
I did that last year. Just made a couple little fun things, and yeah. And then
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Trina. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I could do the same thing at the work because there's going to be a couple Tandy people there. So
you should do it. It's perfect. It's the most tandiest time of the year. So you've got to get those videos in.
Yep. Do it.
Yeah, you know what? I should probably crack one open. I've got about a handful of Tandies over there, and I've never actually done anything with them. I think I like one or two of the color class. What are they? The Cocos or
Cocos?
Color computer,
Color computer.
and then I got like a 1000 desktop, and then the 1000 with the keyboard attached to it. And,
like an EX and an HX. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I should. We'll see what we do. I got a buddy who's got a Coco 3, and I think he put he bought something that upscaled it to 1080p on, and he was running it on an LCD, and it looked fantastic.
And that's the cool thing about Septandy too, is it doesn't necessarily maybe have to be a computer thing. Because last year, a couple of people produced just videos about Radio Shack and just about their Tandy line of products. Tandy as a store brand, was all kinds of different things. And so,
I've got the Armatron.
People love the Armatron, like people that were like, I've got great memories of the Battery of the Month Club. And
the Battery of the Month Club,
please enjoy my 19-hour expose on the Battery of the Month.
Radio Shack. The hobby mecca when the pinnacle of computing was ham radio,
Yeah. We had a Radio Shack way longer than Radio Shack should have been around. That it was like a satellite place, and they were called I can't remember what they were called, but their main thing was doing Dish Network sales, and then they were also a Radio Shack. And they still have the Radio Shack signs up, everything like that. I went in there, and they still had tons of components and all. This is 2 years ago.
Wow, that's
tons of components and things, and I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. I actually picked up some solder and stuff. I was like, I'll actually use this. So yeah, I'll take that. And then it was 6 months later, the Radio Shack sign went down. And I found out from a friend that I guess that whoever now owns, because it's kind of a zombie brand now, whoever owns it was just like, hey, unless you're going to pay some licensing, you got to dump all the And so they probably just threw tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise on
man.
either in a dumpster or on the internet to just get rid of it all.
It was like that Seinfeld with the Merv Griffin set. You know, they just someone's got like a Radio Shack set up in their living room right now.
Exactly. Well, it's. I mean, there's.
I would pay to see that. I would pay to see that.
There's been a couple times in the media recently where they reconstructed some Radio Shack stuff for like young Sheldon. Where they reached out to Dave Murray, and Dave Murray provided them with radio or candies to put in their little.
Oh, very cool.
Young Sheldon.
Hopefully they were not broken.
Yeah, my mom is like all the time. Hey, do you watch Young Sheldon? I'm like, I don't even watch old Sheldon.
Provided them with tandies with paper clips hanging out the back.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's an old one. Anyway.
Dave, if you're watching, we love you anyway.
Yeah. Actually, I'll tell you what. Right after that happened is when I went to Computer Reset, and they had one of the ones there that was like the working one, because the timeline on the video had already, or the production whatever on the video had already gotten done. And I called Dave Murray up and I was like, hey, we're in town. Can I come by? And he's like, yeah, just swing on by and you can look at the new studio and stuff. And so we spent like an hour just standing in his backyard talking about all this type of stuff. And he brought it up and I was like, here's the deal, man. I was like, you know what? It took a lot of courage to post that. I mean, you edit your own videos. You could have took that out. Sometimes you got to put that stuff in to be like, hey, I'm the example for other people to maybe like, hey, I screwed up. Don't always do, what I do, but, maybe have fun watching it when sometimes I screw up.
Well, Electro Boom made a massive career out of that.
Yeah.
Out of injuring himself.
Yeah.
Ah!
I need to do more of that. Stand by. On purpose. Yeah. On purpose, I mean.
Cue millions of dollars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Step 3, profit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If
And
your heart can handle it, I say go for it.
Isn't there supposed to be like a U-Haul van from Computer Reset coming to VCF Midwest?
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
there was a couple of people that got or that came and I guess in the early days went in and just like filled up a U-Haul with things back in the or I'm sorry, no, it was at the tail end when they were just like, just come and take things. It's just a set price and you take whatever you want. So I think that there was a U-Haul of kind of the tail end of stuff from
such a cool thing. I wonder if that'll ever happen again. Anywhere in the world.
Yeah. It'll be a few years, but there'll be another horde that's discovered. Yeah.
There was one locally that, unfortunately at the time I only had like a few $100s to spend, but there was like a local guy here who passed away, and this woman was in charge of his estate, and she was just selling stuff, but like the prices were totally manic. Like sometimes it'd be like, an Apple III monitor for like $450, and then it'd be like a workgroup server 95 for $75. So I went in there and I grabbed 2 Color Classics, that workgroup server 95, an Apple III monitor, thinking, because I was kind of new to collecting Apple at the time, thinking, wow, this is part of an Apple III.
Sort of
technically. Yeah. Right. So like I got some neat stuff, but I think about that all the time. I'm like, oh man, I should have just,
well, there was
my credit limit and gone back.
there was one, his son had passed away, and his son collected all this computer stuff. And unfortunately, I don't drive, and it was 2 hours away. But he's like, take what you can for $70.
No.
Oh my God.
Right. And I was like, I would love to, if I had a license, I would have just gone to U-Haul and been like, get me one of your vans. I'm going down. Yeah. I'll take everything for $70.
Just pitch a tent on the boulevard and be like, this tent is now where I live. I will fill this place until I can return with a vehicle large enough.
Right. But yeah, no, when I saw the post, I went, of course you have to be 2 hours away.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But there will be amazing deals. There will be stuff to see at VCF Midwest this coming week. Chris brought up in the chat that it's like just because they have filled up all of the exhibitor space and stuff that they were encouraging people to be like, hey, make it a boot sale. So I'm sure that there's going to be like people that'll be going around and selling things out of their cars and all that.
And
It's
like
going to
that
be crazy.
van, like that van that came in last year that I heard about
Mm-hmm.
with all the computers.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
I would
a
love
guy
that.
that just had like a cart, and he had like a sandwich board on that was basically just like make offer. It's like okay,
Oh man.
$1.
offer rejected.
Oh, and then after you make all those great deals at VCF Midwest next week, the week after, go to the World of Retro Computing
That's right.
2023
In
and make
Kitchener.
more deals.
More deals.
Mhm.
More.
Bring all your stuff from VCF and bring it up here so Trina can take it home.
That's right.
There you go.
So the border guards would be thrilled with that. Yeah.
I accidentally hit the lower button on my chair and fell to the floor. Anyway, sorry.
That's
Continue.
okay. We'll pay the border guards off with a couple of computers and go.
They'd be like, "What's in the U-Haul?" You'd be like, 65 vintage computers." Like,
Yeah, more of you people.
Listen, I'll
Ugh.
give you
John.
one just to let me go by. Go take a look at this guy called Mr. Polka Dots to get an idea of the pricing you can get for these.
Yep.
No, he doesn't even get the pricing for
I
those.
know, he
It's
doesn't.
it is
I
like
heard
it's
some
got to
conspiracy
be a money laundering. Stuff.
yeah, I heard there was
It
a
has to
conspiracy.
be.
He was like washing cash with it or something because he's got so many sold examples.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like how do you sell 30,000 Mac TVs when they only produce 10,000?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
Exactly.
literally that type of thing, Yeah.
He's probably got some scheme going, and it's just miles ahead of us.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
it's like way back when I used to do tech support for Logitech, and we had this woman who would call in every day, 3 to 4 times a day, with broken gaming parts, like keyboards, mice, stuff like that. And she would give us legitimate numbers, and we'd say, okay, well, we need the part back because it was over $100, and she's like, okay, and she would ship it off to us. We got the notification, received package, here's the picture of it, and we'd ship her out a new one. So the only thing we figured, or at least I was talking to my boss about it one day, and I'm like, I wish we could do something, and he's like, but she's giving us the proper part number and all this other stuff. There's nothing we can do, and she's shipping it back. So we figured she was buying broken ones locally or on eBay or something for like next to nothing, and then getting the replacement one and selling it for close to full price.
I thought you
Because
were like
it's brand new.
smuggling drugs in them or something.
Well, it's retail
No,
employees.
not that I know of.
Some of those places, they don't bother if it's under a certain dollar amount or something on doing returns. And so if you're an employee and they just throw it in like a Rocan or something, and you're just like, oh, I'll take that. And then you go home and you do the legwork and you get the profit for it.
But yeah, she was like 4 to 5 times a day she would call in. I took her call one time, 3 times that in the same day.
God.
All
Hey, it's me
for
again.
these high-end gaming stuff. So I don't know where she's getting them from,
What a
but
racket.
right?
Oh my gosh. Well, if only I were that brilliant,
Right?
I'd be swimming in mice.
Swimming in keyboard money,
All right. Yeah, there you go.
Keyboard money.
Keyboard money.
What does it even mean? Oh, it's
But
great.
like one of the keyboards that she kept calling in about was like a $200 keyboard. So she paid like, let's say $30 for it and flipped it for $170 for the
She's
new one in
going out
box, sealed. Right?
buying bottle service with that afterward, she's
Damn.
laughing at us.
But yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're getting to that part of the show where we kind of wind things up and tell everybody, "Hey, have a good evening." So let's go ahead and do a nice roll back around through everybody, and so we can let everybody give us a little shameless promotion about themselves and what they're doing. We start again with our wonderful guest, Dan. Tell everybody where they can find
thank
you
you. Well,
and support you.
I go by the Canadian Computer Collector. So look up Canadian Computer Collector on YouTube and Instagram. Beyond that, that's about it. I've got a Facebook page, but it's trash. I mean, there's no one follows it on Facebook. But Instagram and YouTube, that's where I would say the real meat and potatoes are.
I made sure to drop some links to your stuff in the comments or in the description of the stream tonight. So
yes.
If you haven't heard of Dan, I don't know how that's possible, but if you have not, you can follow him on all those linkadoodles that are in the video description.
I need Island Boys hair, and then everyone would know who I am.
Oh, that's great. Ron.
Hi, Joe.
Ron.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. If you have time, maybe go check out my new project series on YouTube.
They've been really cool.
It's long term, or it's long form content, but it's 3 to 5 minutes at most. So no edits, no music, no lights, no phone, no motor car, not a single luxury. Robinson Crusoe. These videos are as plain as can be. So check those out. You can also see what else I'm doing at ronscompvids.com. That's
no
it.
motor car, hey?
Not a single luxury.
It took me a second because I'm like going through the lyrics in my head to go, wait, I need the chorus to come in. And then I recognize the song. Yeah.
It's very obviously, it's the theme song for Family Ties. Come on.
Who didn't know?
I'll hit you with another family classic. Show me that smile again.
Show me that smile.
Oh my God.
The two of you need to have a comedy show.
You'll waste another minute on your crying. Speaking of great Canadians, Alan Thicke.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And William Shatner.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
That's a compliment.
Technically speaking.
He's technically Canadian, I guess.
I'm
Don't
aware
forget,
of his work.
Canada's got serial killers too. We're not all.
Oh yeah.
We're not all sorries and smiles.
If you want to find out about our serial killers, there's a great YouTube channel called The Casual Criminalist. That's all I'm saying. Just check it out. You can find out all
for all those criminals out there.
Criminals.
You can learn more about it at your local library.
Yeah. And Grand Funk Railroad.
That said, Trina, where can people find you?
And don't be in a rush, Trina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where can people find me?
What
Be
is
in
this,
more of a rush,
Zootopia?
Trina.
Am I
Well,
at the
he
DMV?
said don't be in a rush. So
I know, because Rush is a Canadian band. Get with the references.
I know. Anyway, you can find me here on YouTube under Trina's Technobabble. You can also find me on BlueSky. And if anybody needs any invite links, I do have 3 of them currently. So feel free to reach out to me. I'll give you a BlueSky link free on the house. But yeah, that's Trina's Technobabble, all one word. You can also find me here in my apartment when I'm not at work.
Door's unlocked. Just let yourselves in.
No, the door. This is Toronto. The door is always locked.
Oh God.
Just because we do have those. Oh, and you'll be finding me packing soon. Ta-da-da-da. For World of Retro Computing Expo. Yes, I keep throwing it out there, but
gotta lock your door in Toronto or the Merrill break through.
Well, no, because I know some background information about the about our premier and his family.
Oh my god.
So he's more than welcome to come over with some of his more interesting friends.
Oh,
Okay.
They just kick in the door like Kool-Aid Man. And
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Except it's so like a big old white guy in a Jamaican accent. I just smoke crack and I feel invincible.
Oh, God.
yeah, I guess.
On the air.
I have no Canadian stories. I am not funny, but I got ABTs.
Nice.
You know where to go if you want a nice T-shirt.
Yeah, right there.
ABTs. Oh yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Oh yeah. All right. Next.
Me, I go last. Hi, everybody. Joe from Joe's Computer Museum. I am your primary host for this show because I'm crazy or something. I don't know. As always, you can go to jcm-1.com and support me by getting things through the museum. Things like, hand-built right here on my bench, Titan cards, BlueScuzzies and stuff like that. You can also go to there and find all the different places where you can find me. I'm on YouTube and Blue Sky and Twitter and Discord and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. If you look for Joe's Computer Museum or Museum Joe, all one word, out there on the internet, you're probably going to find me. And you can say, hey, Joe, why are you so weird? And I'll be laughing at you and then disconnecting. So, yeah. That's it.
I just want to bring up one thing before we take off, since Amy's here. Hey, Amy, I want to put this in your ear. You can pass it along to Taylor. I'm thinking of kicking the guys off again in October at some point. I'm going to be reaching out to folks tomorrow, including you two, to find out like what day out of the 2 in October works for you, and start getting that planned. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Be on the lookout for that, everybody. We're going to have another Retro Repair Roundup where the ladies take over. And just like last time, it's going to be awesome. Trina knows how to find guests. Last time we had like people from freaking NASA.
Oh, yeah.
NASA on here. Not just
Joe,
stupid guys who are like reminiscing about old computers. We're talking NASA here. So awesome.
Well, I hope my sweat brought a similar academic flair to it.
Message me, Sloopy, Jessica's information. I will totally invite her along.
Cool.
Absolutely. Yep. I'll see if I can get you the information about Rebecca Heinemann, Burger Becky.
Oh yeah, you sent me that link. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah.
Reach out to her. She is
the nice part about
having fascinating.
The nice part about having a Monday off, I can lay back and do this. So
yep.
Sweet.
Yeah. Everybody enjoy your Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yep. Except people that I guess work in retail or the medical field or any kind of service industry or not.
Yes, my husband has to work tomorrow.
Damn.
I'm like, I have the day off. Do you? He's like, no, and he gives me the worst side eye. I'm like,
no,
I will make sure to clean the house. Got it.
No action for you tonight.
That's all right. That's the show. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Everybody who left comments and contributed. Thanks to Dan for being our super awesome guest. Our next episode will be on September 2 weeks from now. That would be the 17th. Not sure our guest is going to be because I don't plan ahead. My brain does not have executive function, but we will figure that out at some point in the future. Remember to spur that subscribe button and lasso that like button, and we will see you all on the next episode. Bye, everybody. Bye.